Okay, great. Hi, all. Welcome again to Sadiq Tech Solutions. Let's start with Python full stack development demo session. As I mentioned, my name is Sadiq, and I'm an experienced IT professional. I worked in different companies like TCS, Entity Data, uh, Saturn Computers. So all these companies over the years I have worked. I have gained extensive knowledge on various competencies, right from Python, Java, security side as well. So these are my technicalities. And coming to this course is mainly for the Python full stack development. So within the Python full stack development, what are the contents that we are going to cover? And also, what would be the duration? All these details we can discuss further. Let's start. Why should we learn Python? Why there is a buzz around Python? So everybody talking about the Python, right? So Python is emerging. So is it just a hype or genuinely it is a valid? So let's discuss about that. So Python has emerged as a undisputed literate programming language. Suppose if you take the top 5 programming language available currently, then Python will comes to the first place. Python is currently leading in the market. Why suddenly there is a this much of boom came for Python? Earlier, before Python, actually Java was the programming language which was leading in the market. But suddenly Python has jumped into the scale and it is leading. So why? Because Python is playing a versatile role. That means now everybody talking about artificial intelligence, data science, data analytics. So these are the machine learning, web development. So these are the emerging technologies, right? So Python, if you know Python or to play all the roles what we just discussed, Python is needed in all the roles. If you take any role, data science, Python is needed. You need to know the libraries of Python to implement data science like NumPy, Pandas, all those stuff. If you need to learn data analysis, again Python will come into picture. If you go for web development, again Python will come into picture. If you want to do the automation, then again Python has to play crucial role. So irrespective of the role that you will take, everywhere actually Python is being used. Why? Why we are using Python extensively, irrespective of the other programming languages available. So the main reason is Python programming language is very simple to use. If you compare any other programming language, suppose if I have to just write a hello world program in the Java programming language or C programming language. Let me give one example. Let me open it. See, suppose I want to give a hello world program in Java programming language, then how you will write? I need to write 4 to 5 lines of code, right? Public static void main, and then I need to write a different method within the class public static void main, and then to print it, I need to write all the lines of code like this. Close the curly braces and again close the curly braces. This is the simple program which I need to write. What? So just to print hello world. Which is the program I need to write. I'm talking about the complexity of the programming language, right? Now, let us take the same example. If you write into the C programming language, you need to write header file and then int main, enter, and then give the command hello world, return 0 since main is of type int, and then close. So now this is the program of a C language to print what? To print hello world. So this is the program of the C programming language, and this is Java. In Java, how many lines of code we need to write? Totally 5 lines of code I have written. Even in the C also I have written 5 lines of code. If the same has to print, same message has to print in Python, what you need to do? You just need to write a single statement, print hello world. That's it. The reason behind writing all other programming language programs is I want to demonstrate the simplicity of using Python with a single line of code, even not even semicolon is needed. With a single line of code, you can write a program to print the message. Comparatively with other programs, you need to write all these statements. So, before getting to the programming language, let's understand what is a programming language, right? Before that, we need to know what is a programming language, why we use programming language. So, let's talk about it. So, programming language. Why we use programming language? Any programming language, forget about Python. Any programming language, why should we use? So, suppose if you want to, in general, if you want to communicate with other human beings, what is the language that we use? Whatever the language the opposite persons knows, the same language we use. Suppose if you are in Andhra Pradesh, you will use Telugu. If you are Tamil Nadu, you will use Tamil. If you are Karnataka, for the local people, you will use Kannada, right? So similarly, now why I am using programming language means this is the language through which I can communicate with the system or computer or machine. Programming language, by using programming language, I am communicating with the machine to perform what? To perform a task which I will instruct you as a programmer. So, in simple terms, program is a set of instructions can be passed to a machine or computer or system to perform a task. So basically, to print this message, I am commanding the computer, you have to print this message to me. But there is a language needed to that, right? But here the thing is, computer doesn't understand our language. So what is the language that we speak in general? In the corporate world, we speak English, right? Because most of the time we deal with the clients. So we prefer to speak English. But to give the command to the computer, computers understand only machine language. Again, what is a machine language? Machine language is a binary language. Machines can understand only zeros and ones. Binary language is a language which will be having only zeros and ones. Can we give the command using zeros and ones? If you want, you just Google it. How to? Let me show you how the binary language looks like. See here. Yeah, even this example. See here. All zeros and ones. This is the pictures of binary languages, right? But the problem here is computer understand only binary language, but we can't understand binary language. We can't use the binary language to give the instructions to computer to perform certain tasks. For that, what they have introduced is a programming language which a human can learn and pass the instructions to computer. So I've introduced a programming language which a human can learn and pass the instructions to computer. So again, this programming language, whatever we are using, has to be converted, right? So what is this programming language? This is we are calling as high level language. And this high level language has to be converted to low level language. So a human can learn high level language and that has to be converted to low level language. Why is it so? Why it has to convert? Right? Because low level language is having binary digits only. So high level, what is the examples of high level language? Java, C, C++, Python. These are the examples of high level language. And these languages, once you return the instructions, it has to be converted low level language. So what is the low level language? Either machine machine level language or assembly language. These are the low level language. Suppose I will take you the real time example. If you go to China, most of the people, let's say 70% of the people doesn't know English, and you have to communicate with that Chinese guy to make some work done. So what you will do? You will try to find one translator who knows English and as well as Chinese, so that you can place the translator to translate your whatever is the command that you are giving to him, and he will understand that command in Chinese language once the translation is done, and he can perform the task, right? Similarly, if you write a program in high level language, in middle there are some translators available, and for those translators we are calling as compilers and interpreters. These two programs or software, you call it as, or tool you call it as, this will act as a translator between the high level language which we know and the low level language which machine is knowing. So once you write the program, when you compile the program, whatever the source code that you have written, that code will get converted to the low level language, so that a machine can understand and perform the task. So basically, what is the intention of writing a program? Suppose within Python itself, you want to give a task to the computer. What is the task? I am saying A equal to 10, B equal to, right? A equal to 10, B equal to 20. And now you take C equal to A plus B. Task, simple task I am giving to the computer. And print the result. Print the result. The result you print. This is the task I am giving. For that, what you need to do? You need to write a set of instructions. So why we need to give all this instruction? You can use the calculator and do the calculation, right? But the point here, what I'm trying to make is, this is the demonstration how we can give a task to the machine or computer so that it can understand the instructions or commands what we are passing, and it will perform the task. So computer doesn't have any brain, right? Computer doesn't have any brain. So what is a computer again? It is a combination of software and hardware, right? What is hardware? It has a hard disk, it has a RAM, it has a CPU, processor, it has a motherboard. All these collectively is a hardware. And on top of it is having a software called operating systems. So computer is a both combination of software and hardware. Now I want to give a command to the computer to get it my work done, because I don't want to do it manually. I want to give the task to my computer so that it can understand my instruction and it can perform the task. For that reason only, we are using programming language. So as a programmer, I should know why I am using programming language. So we have different high-level programming language, C, C++, Java, but Python is our hero today because it is leading in the market. Python is the leader in the current market. Why? What is the reason? Because Python is playing a versatile role. What does it mean, versatile? Versatile means a Python can act as a different roles. Let us suppose if you take the example of movie, I would say Prakash Raj is a versatile actor. What does it mean? That means he can play the villain role, he can play the character artist role, he can play the heroine father's role. So all these roles he can play, right? Even he can play the hero role as well. So Python also is being used in many places. Python is being used in data science. Python is using in machine learning. Python is using in data analysis. Python is using in automation. Python is using in web development. So because of it is playing a versatile role, Python is having huge demand, and 35% of the market, the Python has been captured actually currently. So that's why in future, there is no doubt that Python will become mandatory, right? Now we are learning the Python. Believe me, CBSE syllabus is having Python programming language, and people from the school level itself are learning the Python. That much scope we have in the Python programming language, right? And why people are preferring only this particular language? Why can't other language play the same role? Why can't C or Java or any other C sharp? Why can't they play the reason behind it is playing these many roles is it has very rich library. Python has very rich libraries. What does it mean by library? Is it a general library or what? Why we are calling it is library means, suppose if you want to build a web application, then we have a framework or library called Django or Flask, right? If you want to perform data analysis, then we have a library or a framework called uh, Pandas, right? If you want to perform data science, then we have a library called Sadiq, Matplotlib. So these are the different libraries. Suppose if you want to perform automation, and we have a separate library to perform this task as well. Why I am giving all these means, the reason behind playing the versatile role is it has very rich library. For each and every task, you name it, it has a library. Why it is having those many libraries? Because it is a open source. Anyone can build a library. Open source means you no need to take a subscription. It is a open source. So people have started using a source code of Python, and on top of it, they have implemented all these libraries, right? And there is one more library called NumPy also. So if you want to perform, let's say A is moving everywhere, right? If you want to perform, suppose if you want to perform AI or learning, machine learning, and also Python is needed. So if you learn Python now, believe me, whatever the effort that you are putting to learn the Python or time you are investing to learn the Python, it will give the immense opportunities in future, because there is a huge demand in the market for Python developers. If you want, you can go and Google it, do your own research, right? Python is the reason behind Python, why it is having this much popularity means we have discussed it so far. The another main reason is it is easy to learn. It is easy to learn, that we have seen in the starting of the program is. So if you write the program in Java, these many lines of code. If you write the program in C, we have to write these many lines of code. And with a single line, you can finish the task, which other programming language will take more time. That is the main reason it becomes so popular, right? And everyone is started using Python. Even the applications which are developing in some other language are currently being migrated to Python, right? And let's see what is a full stack development, because our agenda today is full stack development, right? So now we talked about what is Python. Let's talk about full stack development. What does it mean? Why we are calling this as a full stack development? What is a need of full stack developer in the market? So earlier, to perform the front end technology, they used to have a developer called front end developer. What he do? He design a user interface. Suppose, let us assume, let me open a quickly a website. Let's say, let me open Amazon. So I am opening a Amazon website. Since all of us are being used of these websites on a daily basis. So what I am seeing here on the screen is I can see all the product details, right? All the menu options. These particular details, what is visible on the screen is user interface screen or UI. So this is being developed by UI developers. How the menus has to be displayed, how the image has to be display, and what are the links it should have. So all these content is designed by the UI developer, user interface developer we are calling. For this UI development, what are the technologies that needed? They need to have HTML, they need to have JavaScript, CSS, and we have on top of all these three essential UI development skills, they need to have Angular framework or React framework or any other front-end framework as per the business need. So all these user interface creation taken care by UI developer. What are the technologies that we talk? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and any framework. Let's say React. This React is having buzzer, which is UI developer, backend developer. Now, let's talk about backend developer. What does he do? Backend developer through UI. Let us say I have selected this product, right? I clicked on this product, and once I clicked on this product, what I will do? I will get into the details of this product, and after that, I will click to add to cart. So as soon as I click to add to cart, what functionality has to be performed at the backend? That is written by the backend developer. So what are the technologies currently available to write the backend? Most of the technologies, because there are more technologies available to write the backend code. But in general, we use Python, Java, or currently most of the people started using Node.js also for the backend. So these are the three popular languages which we can use to write the business logic as a backend developer, right? And there will be different developer called or database designer, database developer or designer. What he do after you perform the transaction, right? UI, I have come into the website, I have seen the UI, I have performed the business logic, add to cart, and I have placed the order, right? I have placed the order. After placing the order, your order details has to be stored somewhere, and that repository we are calling as database. And to take care of the database design and development, we need to have database developer, right? Earlier, in the traditional approach of the web or enterprise application development, we used to have UI developer. There is a separate team sitting in the floor who takes care of the UI development, and there is separate team sitting in the floor who takes care of backend development, and there is a DB team also available to take care of the database development and the designing activity. But now, in the latest advanced approach, what they have come up is a single person who is working, he should know the UI development, he should know the backend development, and he should know the database concepts as well. So if you know all these three, then you will be called as a full stack developer. Why people are approaching this methodology, full stack development? because they don't want to spend different teams. They don't want to spend a more amount on having different resource. UI developer, backend developer, database developer, they don't want to spend. They want to have one all-rounder who can play all these roles. So there is a huge demand for the all-rounders in the current IT market, right? So for that purpose only, people are learning full stack development, right? If you want to know what is the job market for full stack development, right? You just go and Google. Let me search for Python full stack developer jobs in India, right? Let me search. So, as per the search result, it is giving different options. If you want, you can Google and search for this information. So, even though the AI is evaluating, if you know how to develop a application by using AI tools, there will be demand. So people are saying AI will replace the developers or software engineers. But the thing is, the person who knows the programming language and as well who knows to use AI tools will have a huge demand in the current future, right? So, as a programmer, you should know the programming language and also how to develop a code using AI tools. Because once let us assume you have a AI tool available with you and you give some prompt to develop some code. It has generated some code. If you don't know the programming language, how do you validate whatever the code is being generated by the AI agent is correct or not? For that reason, you should learn the programming language. So, even in the latest statement given by Bill Gates also, developers, software developers will not be replaced in near future. So, the market will be there for next 20 to 25 years. But the thing is, the software engineers again will make use of AI tools, whatever the tools available, to get the job done faster. Let us suppose earlier the same work which is used to done for 10 days, the same work will be done within 4 days now because of AI. But believe me, now generation of the code becomes very easy, but the generated code by AI, to use that code, actually people are spending a lot of time in debugging. I've seen in the offices people are generating the code, but they are not understand what the code is being generated because lack of skills they are having, and they are struggling to debug that code because as per your requirement it will not generate fully code. It generates the basic structure based on your prompt. And on top of it, if you know the programming language, you can enhance and implement the project. If you are a layman, you don't know anything on the programming language, and if you say, with the help of AI, I will develop the application, no, in the near future, that is not possible. Because it is fully developed application, no agent or AI will give you. Believe me, I have used a lot of AI tools and AI agent, right? People are also spending a lot of time in the companies to use AI tools, but it is generating the code. Earlier, when there is no point of AI, we used to spend a lot of time in writing the code, right? We used to spend days, weeks together to write the code, to test it. Now, generation of the code becomes very easy because of AI. But to validate that code, to debug that code is taking more time nowadays. And whoever working as a programmers in the companies, you go and ask them. They will tell the story. So anyhow, the essentiality of learning the program is always there. And as part of this course, what we will teach you is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. And as a backend, since we are talking about the Python full stack development, right? So we use Python as a backend, and the database will use MySQL or MongoDB. These two databases will cover, and within Python framework which will cover is Django and Flask, because these are essential to build a web application. So these are the two frameworks that we are going to use. If you know all UI development, backend development, and database concepts, then you can proudly say, I am a full stack developer. Right? I am a full stack developer. And apart from this, we will help you to build your profile or resume, what kind of projects you need to mention. And also, at the end of the course, you will having projects need to be implemented under my guidance. So we divide the team into multiple sub teams, and will assign the task. You have to implement the project, because how you will learn? You learn the concept. You learn the concept from the course, and you have to start implement that concept. How you will implement the concept? By doing simply projects. So we will give the real-time projects, will help you to develop the applications, and those application, how we can check in our Git or GitHub platforms, so that you can showcase your projects. And also we help you to uh, create portfolios, mock interviews, and also job assistance to get interview calls. What are the platforms that we need to apply? So all these will be done as part of full stack development. Suppose if you don't want to learn full stack development, then you want to learn only Python, then only Python will be covered as a first phase. Within Python, core concepts will be covered, and advanced concepts also will be covered. And duration to do only Python instead of full stack Python is 40 days. And the course fees for the only do Python is 6,000 only, right? We're not charging high cost comparatively other institutes what they are charging. This will be minimal and bearable fee only we are charging. And suppose if you want to do the full stack development, the duration of the course would be 4 months. We need to have 4 months of time, because we need to cover UI technologies, backend technologies, and database also, right? And also, is one more point which I need to mention here. REST APIs, this will also covered as part of full stack development, right? To cover all these topics, we need to have 4 months. And what is the fees for this? The fee for this is 15K, 50,000 we are charging for 4 months. Not only providing the course content, we are providing the project also, which you can mention in your resume. And at the end of the course, since you are doing the project, we will provide you the internship certificate as well. This is our registered organization. Okay, that's all about the introduction about Python. What is a programming language? What is a Python language? And what is a full stack Python course? If you use Python as a backend technology, then you will be called as a Python full stack developer. If you use Java as a backend, then you will be called as Java full stack developer. That is the only difference. So the front end remains same. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, or Angular, these technologies remain same. Only the backend technologies will change for the full stack developer. If you use Node.js, then you will be called as a web full stack developer. Right? It varies actually. Based on the backend technologies, the full stack title will get changed. And remaining are same. If you use MySQL or Oracle DB most of the time, these are two databases which is being used. So either you use MySQL or Oracle database as a database repository. Okay. Any questions? The forum is open for you. Any questions so far what we have discussed? Please feel free to ask the question. Okay. I will take it as no. Thank you so much for your participation and your time. If you want to enroll this course, please try to enroll as early as possible by contact our in charge. They will help you to opt in the course. And once you enroll, you will receive a WebEx links to join the link. And on a daily basis, the classes will be online. You can join and participate. Thank you so much, guys, for your wonderful time. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much.